If you're ready to make a change in your life, I've got some great news for you, because in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 C's. I just read a great book by Dan Sullivan that brilliantly explains the 4 C's, which is the process for when you want to make change, what you have to go through. I'm super excited to share this with you. So get ready. Hey everybody, it's Tahoe Tony. If you like my videos, go ahead and subscribe below. Click on the icon's notification and you'll be the first to be notified when I have a new video coming out that's going to help you generate more sales, get more commissions so you can bring in more money to your family and loved ones, so you can spend more time doing the things you want to do instead of the things you have to do. So what are the 4 C's? Let's get right to it. So the first C is commitment. The second C is courage. The third C is capability, and the 4th C is confidence. Now, why am I telling you like this? So anytime you want to make a change in your life, first of all, you need to be committed. Change is not easy. It's very easy for us to be what we call the comfort zone. And it's called the comfort zone because that's where we're most comfortable. But if you want to make change, you need to get outside your comfort zone. First thing you have to do is make a commitment. Commitment is so important because the amount of commitment you have to changing or that goal, whatever it is you want to do, the amount of commitment you have to getting to that goal is going to determine whether or not you're going to be able to get to that goal. First of all, we make a commitment. So think back in your life when you did something important. Say, for instance, when you got your real estate license, if you're a realtor. What did that take? You probably told some family and friends, say, hey, I want to get my real estate license. And you had to make a commitment, right? Because it's not an easy thing to do. You had to make a commitment. And once you were committed to that, you're like, I want to get my real estate license. What happened next, right? I'll tell you what happens with me. Every time I can make a commitment, I'm super fired up. I'm very excited because it's usually something I want, something that's going to make my life better. It's a goal, it's an achievement. So you make that commitment, and then a day or so later, you start thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? What do I do, right? And that's when the courage comes in, the second C. Courage. When you have courage, courage is what's going to give you the ability to use your resources and initiatives, be proactive, to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. Say, for instance, 6 months ago, I wanted to start making YouTube videos. I didn't know how to do it, but I was committed, right? I was super fired up. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make videos at least 1 a week, maybe 2 a week. And then the next day I was like, oh God, what do I do? I don't know how to do videos. I mean, what do I do? But I had the courage to go out and figure it out. I got a book, I took a course, I watched some other YouTube instructional videos, and it allowed me to get the courage to get it done. And then capability. Capability is the 3rd C. So if you have commitment and you have the courage, you're going to discover what to do, and then you create the capability. And this is super important that you have this capability because this is the actual growth experience. Well, it's easy to commit to something. Anybody can make it a commitment, right? I'm going to lose 20 pounds before Christmas. That's easy to say that. It's easy to pretend you're committed. But when you're actually creating capability, you're capable, that's the actual change taking place. So first of all, remember, you get the commitment. You commit to do something. I commit to get your real estate license. And the second C is courage, right? Because you have the commitment and then you have the courage to go out and get it done. So courage gives you the ability to be resourceful, figure out what you need to do, practice, learn, watch other people, whatever it is you need to do. And then you generate the capability. So think back, a great example, learning to drive a car, right? You were committed. I want to get my driver's license. All right, so you got to study, you got to take the test, you got to learn all the rules, and then you get behind the wheel, right? And it felt good because probably you have maybe a parent or someone there helping you when you first start out. And that's when you have the courage to actually get in this 5,000 pound steel box and move down the road at 50 miles per hour. That takes a little bit of courage if you don't know what you're doing. And then you start practicing, you start turning the wheel. I don't know where you started. I started driving. We lived in the country, so we had dirt roads. Our parents would let us drive home every now and that's when I started. I took the driving test at school, class. So we started out in a parking lot, and that's where the instructor see how capable you were to actually turn the car, hit the brake, hit the gas, and not freak out, because some kids do. And so then you develop the capability. Now, what happens after capability? Confidence. And this is so important because confidence is what you get after you went through the commitment, you had the courage, now you've generated the capability to drive the car. Now you're pretty confident. Now you can play with a radio, you could talk to your friends, and some people even eat in the car. There's so many things you do now because you've generated confidence. So anytime you start a process, you go from commitment to courage to capability. Once you generate that capability, now comes the confidence, which is the great reward. Why? Because now that you have that confidence, you have the confidence to go out and get a new commitment to take your life to the next level. So you see that process. So you start out with a commitment, then somehow you manage the courage to figure out how to get that done. You develop the capability to get that done, and now you have confidence. And once you have that confidence, you're like, there's no stopping me now. What else can I commit to do? And this process starts all over again. If you're lucky enough to be working with eXp Realty, you have access to KV Core, the most amazing real estate tool I've ever seen in 25 years of real estate. But it's not easy. You got to learn it, right? Can you make a commitment to learn, to master KV Core? I know I have a good friend, Makara Keller. She teaches classes on it and she's awesome at it. She's mastered it. But at one point, she had to make a commitment to do that, right? It's not a natural thing. It's kind of like once you learn it, then it's easier. It's kind of like doing the puzzles backwards, right? But she made that commitment. She had the courage to get it done. She's super smart anyways. She developed the capability and now she has the confidence. She has the confidence enough to now teach that. Do you have the commitment to do that? Do you have the courage to figure out? I mean, I'm not really good with computers. It's not my forte, but I can watch and learn. I mean, there's little videos on there. I mean, if I wanted to, I could commit, say I'm gonna commit to watching 4 tutorial videos every day. And then by the end of the week, I wanna commit to doing a boost one of my listings. I've already done that, so it's not a big commitment to me. I'm just giving you an example. Me personally this year, I literally just committed something on Friday, which is gonna be a huge financial commitment I made to. It's gonna take a lot more of my time each week. I'm super excited. The courage is already there. I did have a little bit, oh God, should I have committed to this financially at this point when the economy's going like it is? But I mustered up the courage and now I got to figure out how to generate the skills to create the capability. And then what's next? The confidence, right? So hopefully this has been helpful to you. It was so enlightening to me when I read it. It's Dan Sullivan. It's called The 4 C's if you want to get it. It's a very short book. It's very easy to read. I think it was $1.97 to download it right directly into my Kindle. And I read it, in one night. And then I probably read it 4 or 5 times since because it just breaks down the process. So when you make that commitment and the next day you're like, oh God, I've got cold feet already. You know that's coming, right? Now you recognize, oh, this is the stage where I need to muster up the courage. And then after you get that courage, then all of a sudden you start becoming capable. And then you're like, wow, this is great. And now that builds confidence. So it was just brilliantly spelled out. The 4 C's, Dan Sullivan. Get it, read it, live it. If you have any questions, reach out to me. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave those below. Go ahead and subscribe. And I'll be sending you more videos on this because I invested in your success.